So we've ended up buying a different fragrance from Zara. This Dystopia-004, but the main notes is pastry cream. It smells just like a strawberry pastry. So yeah, I can't wait to do a review on this one. You'll see how unique this is, because it certainly is a good one. Time to go and have something to eat. So good morning. It is freezing outside. It is 1 Celsius. It's the first morning. It's been really cold and frosty, and what that calls for is definitely something sweet, a nice sweet fragrance to make you feel a little bit more cozy while I go for my workout, because of course today is another fitness fragrance review. Now if you haven't seen this before, essentially what I do is I do a morning workout. So essentially I'll go for a run this morning, then I'll walk to the gym, do a gym workout, walk back, all while wearing a fragrance. And what fragrance am I wearing today? I've been so looking forward to doing this one. This is a new release from Zara. Now Zara, if you don't know, they're a bit more of a clothing brand than anything, but just in front of their tills, they normally have a range of fragrances, and this is one of their new ones, and what it's called is Ultra Glitch, hashtag Dystopia-004. It's a new sort of line they're doing where they're basically adding a single synthetic molecule to a fragrance to recreate a certain smell. I'm going to go through what that smell is in a minute. So yeah, really excited to try this one. I wasn't planning to buy it the other day in London, but it really caught my attention when I tested it. So yeah, let's get into the note breakdown, and I'll explain a little bit more about this fragrance, because it's certainly a unique one. Got my phone here ready to read the note breakdown. So the first note that it tells you in the opening to the top note is black pepper, which gives a sharp, spicy spark that adds energy. I don't really get that, mind you, because it's this note here that really strikes through, and it just says Gourmand accord, sweet edible vibe that softens the spice. It hasn't gone into detail, but it tells you on the bottle, and you won't be able to see that because it's not the easiest bottle to read of, exactly what that sort of edible gourmand synthetic note is, and it's pastry cream delight. Now what this smells like, and I'm going to say this before I even go through the rest of the notes, if you know like those strawberry like pastry, like a pastry with a strawberry filled cream in the middle, that is what it smells like. It is a delicious, you could eat it. It's what they're basically saying, this is like an edible note. It is delicious. That's what you're getting. If you like those sort of pastries with that sort of cream filling that's a strawberry flavour, you're going to love this fragrance. And I couldn't stop sniffing it the other day, so I had to buy it. But if we go into the other notes, so into the heart, cashmere wood, smooth, cosy, velvety woodiness. So a little bit of that woody vibe. Again, I'm not getting a lot of this synthetic note, which is super strong, which they mentioned. It's really the thing that's kicking through. Vanilla, I think that has certainly added a bit of sweetness. It's made it feel a little bit more creamy. Benzoin, super attractive note. It's used a lot of sweet fragrances, and yeah, if you look at probably some of your most popular winter ones, it is in there. Is that sticky sweet edge, again adding to that gourmand vibe. Vanilla, benzoin, and this synthetic note, you can just tell it's all there. And then in the bottom you've got this akigala wood, I think it's pronounced. Earthy, slightly spicy, modern woody vibe. Again, I think the woods in this are probably just helping to push the fragrance through, make it a little bit more refined, smooth off the edges, because it can be a little bit rough otherwise. But yeah, it's not overly noticeable. Gaiac wood, smoky, dense woodiness. There's no smokiness in this. The cream just takes over again. And the musk, soft, clean undertone that makes the scent linger. So again, hopefully that's just pushing through that sweetness a little bit more. And it really, all it is just this really nice gourmand, sweet gourmand. I'm just going to spray it once more. Obviously, I've already sprayed it ready for the run, but I'm going to do a couple more just so I can remind myself. Yeah, strawberry cream filled pastry. If you like that smell, that is what this is, and that's what I'm getting from those note breakdown. That top note, or the top note in that gourmand accord, is super strong. Synthetic molecules tend to be a little bit more stronger than those natural ones, and yeah, in this case it's great. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and brave this run. It's going to be really cold out there, but I'm going to do the first 2 categories on my run. So we're going to look at price/value for money and versatility, and then later on we'll do the other rounds, which is projection, how much I noticed during my run. We'll do a room spray test, compliment factor, and then we'll test its longevity later with a shower test. So yeah, enough of me talking. You want to see how this gets on today. Score out of 50. Let's get out there. Price/value for money. So what did I pay for the fragrance? Well, I paid exactly that price that you've just seen, £29.99, £30. Now, do I think that's good value for money? Well, it's really hard to judge this one. If I was blindfolded, I'd probably say this smells like £40 to £50. And that's not so much because of the quality of it, more because of its uniqueness. I just kept coming back to it the other day. I went to a few shops, I probably sprayed like 50 fragrances the other day. But it was this one I kept sniffing my hand at. And what I really like with this is we normally talk about synthetic being a bad thing with fragrances. But I've always said synthetic isn't bad. If it's well blended and it's very pleasant, what's wrong with that? You know, I don't think Dior Sauvage was a supernatural fragrance, but I think it's a very pleasant fragrance, you know, and I say that with a lot of them. I think what people mean when they talk synthetic is they mean harsh, that it doesn't blend well. This is really well blended. If we look at the note, as I said, you've got this strawberry cream pastry smell, and then you've got this lovely sweetness from the vanilla and benzoin, which are in a lot of fragrances, and then you've got these woods and musk involved as well. And I think that just tones down that really, you know, potentially harsh synthetic accord you could get from this. And what it's left you with is this really just sweet Gourmand that's cosy, you know, it's a very much a cosy scent. It's a cold frosty morning like it is today. You almost just want to sit under this, wrapped under a blanket by a fireplace, and that's what this really gives you. It gives you that vibe. Look, it doesn't smell super high quality, but it gives you that scent of something that's pleasurable, a lovely strawberry cream or cream filled strawberry pastry, and I think it's absolutely delicious. And I just don't think I can think of any fragrances that smell like this at all. And I think Zara's done an amazing job, as I said, promoting these of this new collection where they use one synthetic note, you know, to sort of replicate a smell that gives you that sort of feeling of happiness and holidays and all those things. And I absolutely love that, and I love the fact, you know, they're not shying away from the fact synthetic can be good. And I think, you know, us fragrance purists, maybe we just like natural, but we've got to remember synthetic notes are in all fragrances, and if they're well blended with the other notes in it and they can smell good, then I'm more than happy. And for that reason, I think for its uniqueness, for what they're trying to do here, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 for value for money. I can't think of anything that smells like this. I can't stop smelling it, first of all, as well. And that uniqueness and sort of happiness that sort of smell gives me, a positive emotion, just makes me think I'm so glad I bought it, and I really don't regret buying it. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10, a good start onto versatility. Okay then, so versatility, how much can you dress this one up, dress this one down, different ages, different occasions, different seasons? Well, I have to say, this was in the men's aisle, but to me this is not masculine fragrance in particular. This is very much unisex, straight down the middle. This is playful, sweet, cosy, relaxing, and just very much that kind of scent that sort of fits in with the modern type of fragrances. Yes, this doesn't have the caramel in like a lot of fragrances do today, but it's got everything else, you know, vanilla, benzoin, safe woods that are in a lot of fragrances, and that strawberry cream smell could easily be a female fragrance. You know, this could easily be a feminine one. For me, it's straight down the middle, very pleasing. I don't get that black pepper and stuff in it that might make you think it's more masculine, or any of that smokiness they mention. I think it's very much just a sweet Gourmand like you're eating a pastry. I can only really say that that is what it smells like. It doesn't really deviate from that. Now, do I think you can dress this one up? No, I don't think this is date night, dress up, anything like that. This is fall winter, casual night in, you know, cuddling up to something, maybe, you know, your partner or even your pet, even just sitting by the TV, watching a film, anything like that. This is relaxing, positive vibes, positive energy. And look, on a cold winter's day, if you're going to work or anything like that, you could easily wear this to the office. It's going to give you that good vibe. I don't think it's a sort of signature. I don't think it's going to be used. It's certainly not going to be used in high heat summer. My brother said he really liked it the other day, and he's tried millions of fragrances, and he said the same, that I've never smelled anything like this, but it might get a bit cloying at times, and I think it would do, particularly, again, if you're getting hot like at the gym. I don't think it's anything like that. Casual wear, full winter, colder weather the better. Now, do I think an older person could wear it? Well, my dad, again, a little bit like we were saying a minute ago, he couldn't stop smelling it at the gym the other day. He said, I just couldn't get it off my arm yesterday. And that's what this does. It doesn't leave you. And I think for some people that might be too much. For an older gentleman, I think my dad would find it a little bit too much. I think this is 30 and under, but any age, I think any age from teenage, well, I go 40 and under, I don't think it's that bad. But like, anyone could rock it. It's not daring, it's not super sweet in your face. I think those woods round everything off really quite nicely and just smooth it out with that musk. So yes, it's limited for some of the year, but I think in terms of what it's meant to be, a cosy, warm winter scent that's nice and calming and just gives you those good vibes, it fits the mould. And Zara is very much targeting young men, young women around that price range. So I think a score for versatility, let's go 7.5 out of 10. Look, it is limited for those reasons. It is super sweet, but for what it's marketed to be, it's great. But I think you'd want a nice fresh citrus or just a general scent in combination with this one to get you through the rest of the year and for the gym. But wow, it does exactly what it says on the tin. So 7.5. I think that's a fair score, right? My phone's slipping out of my hand because I've got my mum's hand warmers in, so time to head back and then we'll talk about projection. Can't wait for a cup of tea, just again to warm my hands up. We are back. 14 miles done this morning, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to talk about projection in a minute, so I'll talk about it downstairs while I have my cup of tea. But I've got to spray my room first. I'm going to do 5 sprays with this, see how much it fills up the room. So when I come back up in 10 minutes, I can give an overall score for it. There we go. So 5 sprays, head downstairs, salted caramel green tea, and yeah, we'll talk about how much I noticed this spray during my run. Oh, so nice. My mum's left me a post-it note because I nicked her hand warmers, as I was saying earlier on. It says, Harry, did you take my hand warmers? I don't want them. I just wanted to check. And I'm like, she doesn't miss a thing, my mum, honestly. Just so my hands could move during my run. But anyway, projection. It's not about how cold my hands were. It's about how much could I smell the fragrance. Well, I only smelled it a couple of times, really. One when I stopped to go to the toilet. And then just at the end when I stretched. I didn't particularly notice it when I was running today. And I think there's probably a reason for that, and I'm going to kind of give it justification. First of all, I think the woods in it and the musk probably do tone down that sweetness. I mentioned that on the run. I don't think that strawberry paste is really overwhelming, which is nice. Look, it's nice and you do get whiffs of it, certainly when you're not doing exercise and it's cold weather. I think the weather definitely played a part in not smelling it quite as strong. But the other reason is because I really, really like it. I don't think I've actually sprayed it as much as I would normally with other fragrances. It's just a sign how much I love it. Look, it's 100ml fragrance and I absolutely love it. I just don't want to waste it. I know that sounds really silly, but I'm at that point where it's so new, I just don't want to overdo it. And that's probably why I didn't notice it so much. But I did notice it obviously when I stopped. I think it's better indoors, as I said, more those cozy environments anyway, rather than being a really loud fragrance. So I'll be really interested. I'm not so sure how it's going to do on this room spray test. I think it'll be noticed, but I don't think it's going to be one that's going to last for hours and hours and hours. That being said, I can now smell it a little bit while I'm warming up, just standing inside. So yeah, will be really interesting. I'm going to finish this cup of tea, we'll head up and then we'll give a score on projection. Oh, honestly, coming up the stairs, my knees are so stiff. Right, I can't smell the fragrance as I'm walking into my room, but can I smell it now I come in? Yes, I can. That's stronger than I thought it was going to be. And it really is just that strawberry cream smell again. And I think the vanilla, you know, in the middle of the fragrance, which I'm quite surprised. You don't normally get vanilla in the heart. You normally get it in the base. It's just helped this fragrance just stick together, stick in the air a little bit more. And it's very, very nice. It's very pleasant. To be honest, it just smells like someone's been baking cakes in here. People are going to notice. They're going to say it smells very nice. Whether they think it's your fragrance or just someone's been baking, who knows. But yeah, if you were someone who's just walked into the room, say you've been in the room for 20 minutes, you've done some work, and then a colleague comes in, they're going to notice that. That's going to stick. And I wouldn't be surprised even if this fragrance is one that lingers in my room through the whole day. I may sort of get whiffs of it, but sometimes when you've been standing in a room for a while, you need to go back out and come back in to notice it. And I think people are going to 100% notice that. That's actually stronger than I thought, because I didn't project as much as I thought it could do on my run, despite the reasons I've given of why it maybe didn't. 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to give it for that. It's so nice, so pleasant. If it's me walking in and I didn't know this was a fragrance, I'd probably think someone's been baking, but I'd want to know where it's coming from. And that's when obviously you can lead to your compliments. And for me, that's very pleasant. If an office smelled like that, or my bedroom like it does smell like that, I can't see anyone complaining. That is delicious. So yeah, 8.5 out of 10. It's not really, it's about 50%, and I think it would certainly get you to, a couple of hours at least of a projection in the room, so that isn't bad. Right, time to walk to the gym now. I'm going to talk about compliment factor. Obviously, I've only just got the phrase, so I haven't had any experience of it, but I'm going to give my reasons, or before I give a score, give what I think. Is it a compliment factor fragrance? Is it one that, can compete with those high compliment getting fragrances that many people wear today? Because obviously, not many people wear this one. So yeah, let's get ready and we'll go talk about it while we walk down. 5 sprays on each arm, and then we'll obviously, in a few hours time, it'd be just gone 12 o'clock probably by the time I smell my arms again. We'll just see how long that one lasts. But yeah, the opening on this is super bright. Wow. Oh, I can't get enough of it, honestly. I know I keep mentioning it, but this is so good. Wish you could just smell it through the camera. Right, stop putting it off, Harry. Gotta go back out in the cold. Okay then, so compliment factor. Do I think this fragrance is a compliment getting fragrance? Yes, I do. But it's a little bit of a weird one, this, because I think, first of all, and this is just my own opinion, again, my brother said this as well, is the note of this is so realistic. If someone sort of by, they're going to probably say the first thing, oh, it smells like strawberry pastries in here, who's been baking? That's that sort of first vibe I get. But what of course it will do then is people will want to explore it, because it smells so pleasant. They'll want to explore what that is, and I think eventually when they find out it's you, they're going to only say nice things. It's only going to be a positive thing, but you can potentially have that issue of it does smell like such a good Gourmand that people might get it a little bit confused, and that's maybe not necessarily the compliment you want. However, people are going to really want to cozy up to you with this one. This one to me is like a hug in a bottle. That's what I kind of get. It's a hug in a bottle. Say you left your hoodie by the side, someone's going to want to put this on and wear it because it's just so pleasant, so nice. But yeah, if you don't want that sort of compliment of you smell a bit like baking pastries essentially, I can see why you may not want this as a compliment getting fragrance. And again, where it also could potentially be marked down is, as we were saying earlier, you can't really wear it in gym situations, high heat situations, because it can become a little bit cloying. And of course that means you're not going to have as many people talking about your fragrance, because you're not going to use it in as many situations. So that's the only things I can probably say you could mark it down on, but it's only going to leave positive vibes, this. I really do believe this, and some people are going to remember you for smelling like this in a good way. But yeah, I don't think it's a statement scent in terms of classiness, sophistication, anything like that. That's not what it's meant to be. It's meant to be a synthetic accord to make you feel cozy and warm. So wear it for yourself more than anything. It's not for me necessarily that number one compliment getting scent that you're going for, but as I said, I just think it's going to leave such a good positive impression, and people are just going to want to get near you just to keep smelling it, because that's what I've been finding. I've just been smelling my arm the whole time, and every time I catch a whiff of it, I just feel happy. It's one of those things that just makes you feel happy, and that's always going to lead to compliments in the end. So I think compliment getting, based on those factors, we'll give it, I'm going to give it an 8.5. I think its uniqueness is going to work in its favour. Even though it leads to more limited environments you can use it, that uniqueness is going to give you some really good compliments. So 8.5 out of 10, pretty decent score. Of course, if I get any at the gym today, we'll bump it up to a 10. So workout done, got a bit of that hat hair again, haven't I? But can I still smell the fragrance? Very well, very much so, to be honest, but no compliments on it. But of course I've put a long sleeve back on now. I've got 2 layers on because it's chilly up here. But yeah, it smells very pleasant, but certainly not a gym fragrance. It just, again, it's a little bit too sweet, a bit too cloying for that. But it's quite cool today, so it's fine. But yeah, you definitely don't really want to wear this for that, for these sort of occasions. Anyway though, it's now about longevity, so what I'm going to quickly do, have a shower, and then obviously after that I'll do a sniff of my arm, see how much the fragrance has lasted, and then we'll give it a score. So yeah, time to get on with it. No radiators in here, it's freezing. Literally just before 12 o'clock. I've actually left a little earlier than I planned to. Thought it was going to be after 12 because a gentleman joined me he was next to me in the shower, and he decided to use the showers as a public urinal as well. So I thought I'd better get out before I get any other fragrance, or not fragrance notes, unwanted notes on me. But of course, it's now time to test for longevity. Can I still smell Dystopia? I can't remember what it's called now, the full name, on my arm. So let's go for it. It's raining, by the way. Yes, I can, and it's still very much that synthetic Gourmand strawberry cream note. I have to say, it's a lot stronger than I planned it to be, and I think this is where synthetics do work really well. I've been mentioning, obviously, a lot of my Zara fragrances recently, how they use natural oils, and I think they've worn off a little bit quicker than this one. And of course, the notes in the Lush ones have been much lighter ones. They've been more summer-based ones. This is obviously a winter sweetness, and that's going to last all day. That is 100% going to last all day. Obviously, it's a little bit cooler today, so I didn't sweat quite as much, but it's just sticking to my skin. I think I'll still smell that tomorrow morning. I think it's about 80-85% as strong as it was when I left, and for that reason, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. It's just so nice. It's so pleasant, but obviously, with that being so strong, I think it's going to be one of those things with this bottle. By the end of it, by the time you've used 100ml, you probably would have had enough of it, because you can't get rid of it. You can barely wash it off. But at the moment, I'm obviously in that phase where I absolutely love it. And if you do love that pastry smell, this is going to be everything you want. It's going to be a cigarette scent you're going to buy multiple times. So 10 out of 10 for that. Time to head back, count up all the scores, and then I'll give my final thoughts. We are back. So how many steps have I done during my morning workout? It's just gone 1:15. 38,841 steps, all while wearing this fragrance called Ultra Glitch. That's what it was called. I couldn't remember what it was called, by Zara. Now, what was its total score? 44.5 out of 50. That is amazing. What a top score that is. I very rarely give two 10 out of 10s in these round, so for this to get two 10 out of 10s, that's amazing. The only thing it's been really marked down on today was its versatility, and also I think probably something that's in my mind is that this is brand new to me. I said this before. I love it at the minute, but this is a 100ml bottle. It's quite a strong fragrance. I can still very much smell it. Is it going to be one of those things that I get a little bit sick of it the more I go through it? And I think for me, I definitely would want to have a citrus base or a softer, cleaner base fragrance rather than just this sweet one in my collection. So yeah, if you wanted to only have a couple of fragrances, yeah, get this, but you'd also want that sort of freshy, I think, at the same time. That being said, the weather is horrible today. It's freezing cold. I've kept my hat on. It's raining. And this is just so cozy, it's so inviting. And I have to say, I've been in a really good mood today. And I think it's this that's helping it. It's making me feel uplifted, happy, relaxed. It's relaxing as well. And, I'm just so happy to have it. It just smells like that children's birthday cake. You know when you used to have a party, that really synthetic Victoria sponge? That's what this feels like to me. A lovely sort of whipped strawberry cream. And I just think it's brilliant by Zara. I'm going to go as far as saying this is going to be my number one winter scent this year. It's arguably one of the best scents I've bought in 2025, alongside Zesty, which I reviewed the other day as well. What two fantastic buys. If I just had these two in my collection right now for about just under £60, I'd be more than happy with that. And that one today, Ultra Glitch by Zara, has done amazing. I don't know anything that smells like this. It's very rare that I have a fragrance where I almost have to just keep smelling my hand, just literally like I really want to smell it. And this is just one of those. I can't get enough of it. It's so unique. It just fascinates me. And it just feels like a warm hug. Like this hoodie, a warm hug. And it's been represented in the score. If you can get your hands on this, if you can go smell it in a Zara shop this year, just let me know what you think. As I said, the only thing I'd be a little bit worried about is if you were to buy it, it's just how much you might get sick of it. Because you can't get rid of it. It's quite strong. But I love the fact they're really promoting a synthetic note here. And that synthetic Gourmand accord that they've put in this is a definite winner for me. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this one today. I'd love to know if anyone has tried this one as well, what your thoughts are on this, because it has got a bit of a slightly lower rating on Fragrantica than I expect it to be, but I love it. It just fascinates me, and I always like those fragrances that just give you something different. They break the mold of what else is on the market, and this one I think has done that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully, yeah, plenty more to come. I'm going to do a coffee one tomorrow as well, so hopefully you'll join me for that. I'll catch you later.